welcome back again with another lesson, animal diversity. So, today we are going to do 6.1 vertebrates and invertebrates. Animal world consists of millions of different animals with a wide diversity. Yes, you know that. So, assignment 6.1. Observe the school garden and identify 10 different animals and name them. Yes, I think you can do that because there are many animals in the school gardens. So then group them based on different features you observed in them. We have done it in grade 6, I can remember. Compare the way you grouped with the way your friends in the class did. Yes. So then, you and your friends may have grouped animals based on different criteria. Mode of locomotion, body shape, body color, size of the body, and mode of nutrition are some of the criteria that you can use to group animals. That means these are some modes these are some ways to identify animals by dividing. So however, therefore you will learn that there are diversification in animals. Human is also a member of this diversified animal world. Yes, it's a true thing. You have in here a picture of a human, a picture of a turtle, snail, worm, crow, crab, elephant, frog, millipede, starfish, fish, bat, python, duck, butterfly, several species of animals. Yes. So as there are many different species of animals living in the animal world, they are grouped in order to make it easy for naming, identification, and to study about them. Recall how you group the animals using different criteria. Considering the mode of locomotion, bat, butterfly, and cow can be grouped into one group as flying animals. But these animals display a huge diversity with regard to other features. Therefore, a scientific way of classification is essential to group animals. Yes, we cannot do everything with the modes. No, we have to get a way to classify in a scientific way. So, in this lesson, you will learn a one scientific way to classification of animals. Observe a human skeleton in your school laboratory. So there's a skeleton of a human. Yes. The central line of bones is known as backbone. Many animals, including human beings, have a backbone. Observe the skeletons given in the figure 6.3 and identify the nature of backbone animals. 6.3, it's on the other side. Okay, but first in the 6.2, I think you can see the backbone. Yes. So then the next one, there are the skeletons. The skeleton of a fish, the skeleton of a frog, the skeleton of a ostrich, the skeleton of an elephant, the skeleton of a crocodile. So, however, in there, I will zoom it so you can see that they have backbones. Sure. Some animals do not have a backbone. The figure 6.4 shows several species of animals without backbone. We call these guys, that means remember that the ones who have the backbone is vertebrates, and ones who do not have a backbone is called as invertebrates. So there you have seen that, and you can see that there are some invertebrates: leech, butterfly, beetle, prawn, snail, but spider, like that. So animals can be divided into two groups as animals with a backbone and animals without a backbone. Animals with a backbone are called vertebrates, and animals without a backbone are called, when here they tell you. And animals can be divided into two groups as animals with a backbone and without. So then with the backbone is called vertebrates, and without a backbone is called invertebrates. Vertebrates, invertebrates. Remember that with some fun, okay, not in a different way. So then they identify very much, and then engage in assignment 6.2 to identify vertebrates and invertebrates in our environment. So let's do activity 6.2. The picture given below shows some species of animals living in sea shore. Group them into vertebrates and invertebrates. Animals observed in the seashore. So we can see here. Okay, one is seagull, second is turtle, third is a species of fish, and four is prawn, fifth is hermit crab, sixth is bivalve, seventh is starfish, eighth is sea anemone, ninth is snail, 10th is worm. So compare the way you group them with the table given below. So they have seen to you. That means by dividing vertebrates and invertebrates, vertebrates column, we can get seagull, fish species, turtle. To invertebrates, hermit crab, starfish, bivalve, snail, prawn, worm, sea anemone, like that. So then vertebrates can be further divided into following groups. Yes, a fish. Then that means fish. Okay, so the fish: halmaldandia, bulathapaya, shark, tuna. So I think you have observed them. And amphibians. Then amphibians are the one who lives on the they live on the land and the water. So then in the fish side, we told that fish are live in water, but some species can live without water. Remember that. Amphibians lay eggs on the water, and they live in the land. There are not many much as amphibians in the world, as we know. That means the things have to learn. So remember that: toad, Ethiopis, and frog and salamander. So then the next one is reptiles. The reptiles are the ones who go on scraping. Yes, the one who scrape on the land is the one who creep on the land is called as reptiles: turtle, lizard, snake, crocodile. Birds: So the birds: hawk, kingfisher, magpie, oriole. So birds are the ones who can fly, and they have wings. So they lay eggs. However, the one who lay eggs and have wings is called birds, because we get a question in here. In the next one we see mammals: squirrel, bat, dolphin, deer. Yes, that's the thing I told. Bat. Bat has wings now. Then I can say it's a bat, but bat, bat, bat don't lay eggs. They produce new members directly. So then activity 6.1. So I hope you get it. So the next we go activity 6.1. A picture of a forest drawn by a student is given in figure 6.6. Identify organisms in the picture. Okay. So classify above animals as vertebrates and invertebrates. So you have to do that. I'm not going to help you. If you can tell three vertebrates in this one. So then today the class is over. See you with another part.